What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report for Cabal. Malekith Cabal versus Midnight Suns with the Immortal Hulk. And oh my goodness, I just want to start off the game by saying when Troop and I were coming into this game, we were thinking 3, maybe 4 rounds.
Tops.
And just friggin' bonkers. Like, we had characters doing things that just so unexpected of them.
So let's talk really quickly. Both Blade and Iron Fist underperform for us almost all the time, and today they overperformed.
They were stars.
Yeah.
They were MVPs. I mean, Iron Fist kept Hulk in the game for another round.
Yep.
Blade, friggin' every time he went into somebody, he was just like, yeah, we're just done here today. Like, if Blade could perform like that normally, Angela, on the other hand, underperformed, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
And Immortal Hulk, I feel like he was a little bit more on the underperforming side, at least attack-wise.
Yeah, your dice were really cold for a lot of your attacks, and yeah, apparently had a lot of energy attacks for him. So
yeah, and just oh my goodness, like just the sheer amount of attacks that we put in things. But this was a friggin' bruiser of a game. I'm just gonna move some terrain here because I'm a old lazy man. I'm gonna sit down. This was a bruiser of the game. It did not quite go the way I anticipated. I don't think it went the way either of us anticipated.
Not at all.
To be honest.
Not at all.
So I'm going to ask you, on your side, as usual, your squad. How'd you feel about it?
So I loved everybody.
Even Mystique?
I did. I know. I think my fail was I kind of wish I had like R&D or something to spend power off of Mystique because she got hit and then she's like, well, yeah, I've got some power here. I probably should have blown up the car. Did some damage and put the Hulk down. I got some damage off with the pistol and I got excited. So
and sometimes we get a little. That happened to me early in the game as well, right?
Yeah.
Like I put myself out of range for an early patch up. I put myself out of range for a lot of other things, and it definitely happens there.
Yeah, and I think both Beta Ray and Ulik did really good things, but there were some key points where their dice cooled down real quick and.
Okay, you say your dice cooled down, and the sheer amount of crits we were seeing from you.
Beta Ray needed to do 2 damage with 2 attacks to be able to throw Immortal Hulk into Angela and clean up your board. And he did one point of damage.
I'm still going to argue that you rolled well above the curve.
Oh, no, overall, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. No, I was just saying for that particular moment, he just failed me.
Fair enough.
And I feel I got...
You know what? Immortal Hulk failed me a few times in this game as well. So I think that's fair. Ulik and Beta Ray build did work this game. They did some great work. Malekith did some great work this game as well. Like, honestly, I think there's other 3s you probably could have run instead of Mystique that probably would have contributed maybe a little bit more or just a little bit differently.
Yep.
But she was still scoring you points.
Yeah, well, she scored. Well, I'm not as excited about that element. I definitely could have used her better, and I'm accustomed to her being in a different kind of team where she has to be sort of cagey and scoring points, and I think I misplayed her because of that. But
she also would have been a liability in the brawl, right?
Yeah.
Like I could have removed an activation from you very early if you committed her to the fight.
Yeah, well, but I think she definitely could have come to your side and pulled Danny away or done something to change the nature of that because she definitely had deception for a long time and just a single move action could have grabbed some of your guys. But
it's definitely a possibility, yeah. Although I was doing a pretty good job keeping my guys within 2 of each other.
Just because I can throw your guys. Like I chose.
You had a lot of throws.
Well,
for sure.
I actually thought both Ulik and Beta Ray had size 3 throws, and then when I start reading the card, I'm like, oh, but Hulk's size 5, so it's fine.
I wish.
No, he's size 4. So yeah, as it turns out, you can throw a Hulk, and they did. They did a fine job with that.
Yeah,
so.
Beta Ray showed up. He did a lot of work. He was a perennial thorn in my side this whole game.
Yep.
I like Beta Ray. I think it's great to see a character like Beta Ray in this particular matchup because it does go to show that if you are concerned about the big beaters, the Malekiths, the Hulks, the Uliks, the Juggernauts of the world, Beta Ray can stand up to a lot of them. He's a good piece to go into him.
I honestly feel that way, and like with a little bit of support, I think he can do a lot better. I love the idea of Beta Ray doing.
If you had a bit of dice fixing, a bit of dice fixing would have made a huge difference for you in this game. Even if you know what else would have made a huge difference if I didn't focus down Malekith the way I did, and you had those extra movements, those extra bits of power, it's health regain, right?
Yeah.
Still, that could have kept some guys in the fight a little bit longer for you.
Yeah, there was a point where I had Hood in my list instead of Mystique, specifically to heal, and then he's got to bleed, that's fine. But I still like Mystique, and I think she did a good job throughout the game. So.
Oh yeah, I don't think Mystique was a bad choice.
So because of the number of throws we have in this game, while Brace did probably prevent like 2 or 3 damage, I almost wish I didn't take Brace because
you braced the truck.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal. If you hadn't braced that truck, like even with Malekith's 4 defense dice or dodge dice, he might have still taken 2 or 3 points of damage, which could have been the difference between Malekith dazing on that round and not dazing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Malekith held on longer because that Cloak of Midnights was obnoxious.
Absolutely.
Cloak of Shadows or whatever it's called.
Cloak of Shadows, yeah.
Cloak of Shadows was obnoxious. Like you converted every single time with that one.
Well, and it was going very well, and then he stopped doing it for 2 turns or for 2 rolls, and then
it was enough for me to get through the damage I needed. Yeah.
Yep.
I got to say, Danny coming in with that Iron Fist into Beta Ray was just mint.
Well, and like while Beta Ray getting locked out of the turn, very bad. Ulik getting popped by it was just
putting you both onto injured as well.
That put me on the back foot.
That was huge. That was huge, and it took a lot of restraint not to commit Danny earlier because I kept wanting to activate him earlier and earlier, but I just kept holding off, and he was thankfully able to get enough power to get a good Iron Fist into someone.
Yeah.
But would you have changed any of your cards? Like I know you have Raw Control, which you didn't use.
As it turns out, I thought we would fight a little bit over here and a little bit over here, and then there would be the 2 big boys in the middle, and then this is the Thunderdome here, so we need to fight.
We just did a monster mash.
So he never needed to be placed within 5, and I was like, oh.
Is there another card you might have taken instead?
Yeah, I definitely could see.
Patch Up probably would have done some work.
I already had my 2 restricted, so I couldn't do that. But
that's right. You had Brace and Follow Me. That's right.
Yeah. But I definitely think that some sort of dice fixing, like the recalibration matrix. Yep.
There's definitely a couple turns where that could have come in handy. I know there's a couple turns that would have come in handy for me.
Right.
Oh my goodness! Like Hulk's first round into Malekith, just whiffing hard.
Yeah.
I threw 17 dice plus a size 5 throw. Into you.
Yeah.
And I did how much damage? 4.
I think it was 3 actually.
Was it 3?
It was really
makes me
low.
Feel even worse.
It was very, very low. Oh no, it was
because you braced, so there was no damage from the brace.
Yep.
I did no damage on the Gamma Burst.
Yep.
I threw you twice.
Yes.
So I did some damage from that.
I definitely took 2 off of throws.
And I only did a little bit of damage with a smash into you. In fact, what really powered up Hulk was the fact that I threw that. What is it? The Gamma Drain.
Yeah, the Gamma Drain did really well, actually.
Gamma Drain did work. It did.
I think Gamma Drain probably gained you 10 power.
A lot of power.
And it was a Cloak of Shadows, as it turns out. I need to use that. I don't have a choice with my character. He will be dead.
Thought about putting it on Ferocity, because every time you do it's like, bam, just 3 power.
Yeah.
But I figured, no, with the amount of attacks going into Malekith, this is going to power me up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it did. And Immortal Hulk proved to be rather immortal. You had to deal 45 points of damage to him.
Yeah.
Over the course of that game.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Because I got him healed back. No, you had to deal more.
Yeah.
Because I healed up a bunch, right?
Yeah. Yep. So I probably did 50 points of damage, maybe more.
I think more.
Yeah.
I think you did more. I think I healed up at least 10 just from turns.
Yeah.
Or at least close to. So yeah, that is a lot. He's a rough guy to take down.
So yeah, I definitely don't think of right now. I know your rolls were bad, but I'm definitely not thinking of the current Hulk as this Immortal Hulk as being the smashiest of Hulks. But he definitely is the toughest of Hulks.
He doesn't have the damage output, but he can. He's got a lot of throws.
Yeah, and he's got a considerable amount of things to do with it, but
look at what he tanked.
Yeah.
Right? He tanked so much damage, and then getting that extra patch up to get the Immortal token off.
So This was Midnight Suns. Is Immortal Hulk what Midnight Suns to be competitive?
He helps.
I feel like he's a great anchor. I feel like Blade got to play a bunch of games because he didn't have to fight the best guy.
Blade wasn't the target of everything. Oh my goodness, maybe that's what it is. Blade not being the target of everything just means that he can do stuff.
And I love Ghost Rider, but he's not scary enough that you don't fight Blade. You don't send someone reasonable at Blade. So.
Yeah, no, Immortal Hulk is definitely an interesting piece for Midnight Suns, but I think that's more of a topic that we can maybe discuss if we decide to do a dossier on Immortal Hulk.
Yeah.
But I think we've said what we need to say on this game.
I think this is good.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Troop, very good game. Thank you for throwing Malekith at Hulk. I feel like we gave him a really good shakedown here.
I think so too. I hopefully next time I can bring Malekith a win and maybe some green head on the end of a sword.
I'm just going to point out, I'm pretty sure this is Malekith's first loss on the channel. So I don't think he needs another win.
He wants this win, okay?
I think Midnight Sun players will be very happy to see this particular video.
I think so too.
Yeah. All right, that's everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you want to hit up and support the channel, go to patreon.com/AegisBrand Studios and leave your comments below. Get involved in the discussion, and we'll see you next time. Happy wargaming.